Okay. A lot of stuff going on right now, kind of, sort of, yeah, a little bit. But I want to talk about a lot of these prospects and what's supposed to and what maybe could happen for the Knicks. Because we heard Killian Hayes speak out about the Knicks and talking to Frank Ntilikina about possibly coming to the Knicks.
I know with Frank here, I knew Frank for a long time now. He told me a lot about the NBA, what it takes to stay in the NBA. So obviously, yeah, I'm gonna listen to these guys because they've been through it.
And we also heard Lamelo Ball say that he had an interview with the Knicks. He said it real slyly, but he said it nonetheless.
Have you spoken with the Knicks during this interview process? And two, what do you think teams are trying to find out about you as you're talking to whichever team you talk to?
Yeah, and then for the second part, you was breaking up too.
Bruh. He then did talk about other teams like the Warriors and saying that, his dad says one thing, but he believes another thing. He also talked about being okay playing with D'Angelo Russell. But the fact that, the Knicks are still interviewing and making sure that if they do make a move to trade up for LaMelo Ball, that they are making the right move for the right guy. And I'm here for that. And that has me a bit excited. It really does, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know that I am a part of the LaMelo Ball bandwagon. I also want to talk about what's been going on with the Knicks training. I don't know what they're calling it, but with the Knicks workouts with Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau's been saying, so there's a lot of things we need to talk about in this video, okay? Let's get into it. Run the intro. What's good, CK Christian Boy, CK2K here, and welcome back to another video. That's right, we're back with another video. Appreciate you guys for enjoying the last video where we were doing a little bit of a scout kind of video of players that you guys want to look at for the later picks in the draft for 2020 coming up here in a month and some change. NBA, I hate that you moved today. We have another one coming up. I have a few episodes coming out. One of them is going to be with a special guest, one of somebody close to me. I want to hear what you guys have to say about that episode. But until then, we're talking about today's episode where there is a lot of stuff to break down within the Knicks newswire right now. And I want to start off with this dope piece from Tom Thibodeau about the Knicks.
It's been great, and obviously, there's a lot of work to be done. These are the initial steps. We're putting a new system in, and that takes time. But the foundation will be the defense, the rebounding, low turnovers, and sharing the ball.
Out of ordinary, Tom Thibodeau, we had it kind of with David Fizdale, but Tom Thibodeau has been openly talking a lot about how he's feeling about the Knicks and being very blatantly honest about the Knicks. He knows that it is a long road to get to where he wants us to be, but he feels like we have the pieces to do so. He's saying the right things as to be expected from a guy like Tom Thibodeau, and it's making us all excited. We're seeing these videos of the guys working out. We're hearing Tom Thibodeau say things behind the scenes about, RJ Barrett and his new shot, and RJ Barrett and what he could be for this team, as well as the other guys, talked about Kevin Knox, all these kind of things, and it has me a little bit hyped. So this little video that New Year dropped with Tom Thibodeau talking throughout it about, the changes and, the culture that they want to bring to the team. And like I said, he's being honest about the entire thing. He's being blunt. He said that there are steps to be taken. This is not going to be something that's going to happen overnight. There's no I believe that this team is the team that's going to win right now. No, he's being real about the situation. And I'm completely cool with that honesty, and I'm a fan of that. We also had him talk about, RJ Barrett. And then speaking of RJ Barrett's new jump shot has been seen, and I put it on my IG. I've been putting it everywhere, and everyone's been seeing it, and it's nice to see because it looks a lot better. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have seen the videos of RJ Barrett's shooting coach talking about, changing up his shot a little bit. Now, in elementary, you go and you learn how to play basketball. They teach you, have your elbow pointing at the basket, pointing on where you are directing the basket or directing the ball. But with RJ's coach, he was talking about the fact that with RJ's shot, he did do that. He was doing just that, but he had a problem where he was right in front of his face and he couldn't see a damn thing. So he did a little bit of tweaking to the elbows, and it looks like it's been working because this video came out and you can see the elbows a little tweaked out a little bit, but the jump shot looks way, way better. Now again, you know me, I don't get excited about footage from practices and whatnot, but at the same time, to see a new type of jump shot for RJ Barrett and for it to be working the way it's working, that did get me a little bit excited. Just as excited as this video clip of RJ and Frank Ntilikina got me. This really tickled my fancy. It's just the little things, I'm talking about. The little things get I mean, it's already being rumored that Frank gonna be our starting point guard if, you know, nothing really happens in the draft as far as like drafting a point guard or something like that. And I am for that 100%. And speaking of the draft, I do want to talk about, like I said earlier in the video, we had some words that were said from LaMelo Ball as well as Killian Hayes. Killian Hayes spoke on, you know, coming to the NBA and how he's been speaking to Frank Ntilikina and getting ready for the process of being in the NBA and having longevity in the league, and it was nice to hear. Now, it's no secret that Killian Hayes is somebody that, you know, the Knicks, especially a lot of Knicks fans, but the Knicks are a little bit, they're curious about somebody that they're looking into probably drafting if he's able to fall down to the 8th pick. I don't believe Killian Hayes will make it down to 8th pick. I especially don't think that he'll get past the Pistons if he's still on the board, but definitely in my mind, next to LaMelo Ball is probably the next best point guard in the draft, possibly Cole Anthony right up there too. I know a lot of people are very high on Tyrese Halliburton, and of course Kira Lewis, somebody I like. Killian Hayes is one of those guys that has that potential and that upside that could be tremendous at the next level. So to hear him, you know, obviously using the resource he has in Frank Ntilikina and talking to Frank Ntilikina about that has me a little excited. But you know what I'm saying, just like this next person we're about to talk about, it was nice to see that the Knicks had their interview with Killian Hayes. And speaking of interviews with draftees, LaMelo Ball, even though it is being rumored right now that now he is looking like the consensus overall unanimous #1 overall pick right now, and the likes of the Timberwolves are looking to draft him, and the Warriors are reopening that door, possibly drafting LaMelo Ball. Personally, I see these as power moves from the Timberwolves and the Warriors to force a trade out of us to get their pick, and I like it, but I don't like it because then that puts the power back in their hands, and then that could lead to us making a stupid trade. So I hope that doesn't happen. Yes, I do want to make a move to possibly get that pick, but if it comes to the price where we're giving up too much to do it, it's kind of scary. LaMelo Ball did have an interview with the Knicks as to be expected, but he really only mentioned that one rather than talk about the other team. He did later come out and talk about being matched up with D'Angelo Russell and his thoughts about playing with Golden State, and pretty much saying that he thinks he could play wherever he is drafted. He just wants to be, if it was up to him, he would want to be the first overall pick. But, you know, the conversations about the Knicks, stuff like that, and it seemed like we were the front runners to talk to him first, knowing that we're at the 8th pick. So that means that the Knicks had the thought process to make a move to get LaMelo Ball. I'm telling you, it ain't over until it's over. I still believe that something crazy could happen so we can get LaMelo Ball on the Knicks, and I am praying. Speaking of LaMelo Ball, we saw Shams and a few other people tweet out who's going to be showing up to the 2020 Combine that they are going to be happening. They're going to have, and the list of people, I don't know about you guys, it's a list of people that I'm really excited to see. Let's go down this list. Now it starts off with Precious. You see Tyshawn Alexander, Danny's gonna be on there. Udoka, I like him. LaMelo Ball, Desmond Bain, some of y'all favorite. Tyler Bay, my new favorite. Go down the list. You see a lot of guys, a lot of names. Malachi Flynn, a lot of names. Tyrese Halliburton, RJ Hampton, Killian Hayes will be there. I'm excited about this. I normally don't watch the Combine because normally a lot of the players that you are expected or hoping to see and looking forward to seeing, they don't really show up to the Combine. But this time, a lot of names I really care about. Hell, names from the video I just dropped. But what's your thoughts on the Combine? Do you feel like top prospects like LaMelo Ball and Killian Hayes, like those kind of guys don't need to participate in the Combine, and you know it can have the potential to hurt their draft stock? Or do you think it's right for some of these guys to make it? Because you know Killian Hayes is excited, people are, there's still a lot of unknown around him, and same thing for LaMelo Ball, so it makes the most sense for them to do that, but it also could hurt them in the end, and they can go in there and they might not impress these GMs to the point where then their draft stock drops. Who knows what that could be? But let me know your thoughts in the comments below about that. Sticking with Killian Hayes real quick, I think Mike Vorkunov, oh God, I hope I said your name right, Mike. He dropped a pretty interesting tweet. He dropped this tweet that said, Killian Hayes says he's been told by his agent to expect to go between number 2 and number 8 or number 10. He says he has interviewed with the Spurs, Wizards, Knicks, Bulls, Warriors. Hayes says of playing with Frank Ntilikina in New York, it would be done. Yeah, number 2, number 8. I think that's a good window. I think, yeah, the between number 2 and number 8 is probably the most realistic. I don't know how he would drop to 10. I really don't know how he would drop to 10. I would not be surprised because it could happen because he is a foreign player. But I'd be very surprised if the Knicks or the Detroit Pistons staying put, they don't draft, they don't trade or anything. I'm surprised he gets past either one of them because you know the Pistons were one of the few teams that were really big fans of Frank Ntilikina. You get Killian Hayes, you partner up with Sekou, somebody that they're really enjoying over there in Detroit. That could be a combination that can work in both of their favor for Detroit and both of those players, and vice versa with us for the Knicks. We do need that next level level point guard. Killian Hayes could be that. And on top of that, being with a guy like Frank Ntilikina that he's familiar with, that could be something that would potentially work out for us. But again, only time will tell. I could see the Warriors going with him, to be honest. The Warriors like guys like him, Denny. I could see the Warriors making that move to have him as that backup point guard. And a few years with Steph Curry, and whether he ends up staying with the Warriors long term or just being with Steph Curry as a backup and then eventually gets traded or something like that, that could be very vital for Killian Hayes. So I can see that happening too. But yeah, I think that's a realistic window for the agent is giving Killian Hayes. All in all, there's a lot of excitement that's been going on the last week that I really want to update you guys on. But you know what the deal is. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what you guys are thinking about what Tom Thibodeau is saying about the team, about who we're looking out in the draft. Who should we be looking at in the draft? Let me know all your thoughts and of all that in the comments below. Frank Ntilikina, RJ Barrett's new jump shot, all that stuff. I'm looking for you guys in the comments below. Shout out to the CK Crew members. These are the members right here. Show love to them. If you haven't already, go join the CK Crew if you want to. If you don't, that's fine too. But come on through. We got cookies. We don't have cookies at all. But seriously, appreciate every single one of you guys. All your support means a lot and goes towards the channel. All of it is recycled right back in the channel. Appreciate y'all. All that being said, appreciate you guys for all the support on the content. I promise you, I know my videos have not been, I'm doing one a week. Like I said, newborns in the house. Just he's about to turn 4 months, you know, all the kind of things. But you know, once he starts getting older, we'll be back to doing videos regularly, especially by the time, you know, draft and all that stuff comes back. We'll be back to doing streams and stuff like that. So stay patient with your boy. All love to you guys. Let me know all your thoughts on everything we talked about this in the comments below. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, join the crew if you want to. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. Let's get it. See y'all then, and peace.
Feeling like I won the lotto. Always taking trips with a new chick, asking where the time goes. And I wonder if this is all I'll know.